Hello everyone. So today I will be showing you how to do quick glow effects on your miniatures, like this one, where you can see the eyes are glowing either green or red, or there's a button there which is glowing green all around it. Effects like these are quite simple to do, but you have to have some experience with it, and you have to be a bit brave with what you're doing, and you have to look at a lot of references before you start tackling effects like these, because it's really easy to overdo them, where they overpower the whole miniature, or it's really easy to do them wrong, where they are glowing either too much or too little and it doesn't just work. What you'll need for this tutorial is a couple of brushes. I would go for something thick, something very thin, like these 3-0 Winsor Newton, which has been with me for like 10 years now, and a number 1 Winsor Newton, so around that. This is quite new. So I usually have a set of good brushes that I trust, and a crappy old brush that I do the preliminary work with. So this is the early stages brush. In terms of paints, you will definitely need white, no matter what sort of glow that you're going for. And then you will need the main source color. So for the eyes, I'm going with red. You can do it with Games Workshop red. I just seem to have this one today with me, the Army Painter Pure Red, which I don't really recommend, but it's been with me for a while now and I'm trying to just finish the bottle. For the green, I got this French company Lascaux Neon Green, which is something that I've been experimenting lately with. This is super shiny, and it's not very easy to control, but it glows amazing. If you can see the eyes here, or if you look at the obliterator that I've done on my Instagram, they almost glow in the dark. That's how shiny it is. This bottle is 16 quid in the UK, so it's quite expensive. So be careful which color you pick. I sort of wish I went with the orange one now. There isn't a red one. But this is fun as well as a secondary color. Just to, pop things up a bit. I still don't think it goes really well with Iron Warriors, but I'm putting it here and there just to make some difference and some interesting stuff. Anyway, so the main thing about the glow is that the center point will be pure white. That is the main rule. The next rule is we have to work with glazes, so we're not going to use the paint straight from the pot. We're going to put it there, and then with some water we're going to dilute it down. So if you're familiar with Photoshop, imagine that I'm reducing the red down to 20% or 30%. So I have a mix of water and red here. Next up, I go on my thumb and get rid of the excess water. So my skin is slowly eating up the water. This is why a lot of good painters have their thumbs painted, because they always get rid of the water and get the consistency right. So this is what I want. Sort of like a transparent red in every brushstroke, or almost like 10%. So if I do 10 times, it'll be 100% red. Yeah? Then, with my big brush, not very carefully, I'm gonna paint around the eyes. And I'm not trying to hit the inside, I'm trying to hit the inside plus all around it, because this will be the main glow. So I'm looking for something like this. Yeah. Next up, we're gonna take some more, we're gonna get rid of the water, and then do the other side. Cool. So I'm gonna do the lens here green, just to show you how I do green, but I might do the buttons here red as well. So I'll just paint that one. So in this stage you don't have to be very careful, and as you can see, the brush that I'm using is very old, so it's randomly going everywhere. Now, thinking about the source of the glow, I think it would glow on this claw thing here. Definitely in this battery here. And underneath this casing here. So we're sort of guessing where the glow will go from the source. And it sort of looks like I've made a mistake and there's a lot of red around, but don't worry, it's gonna look good. And that's what I mean with this technique. You have to practice a lot and get used to it. Because at every step, your brain will tell you, oh, you fucked up. Almost like watching a Bob Ross painting video and thinking it's ruined, but then it somehow works. Right, clean the brush. Put aside, that's the crappy old one. Shake the white, always shake your paint. And get the #1 proper brush out now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding white to our original red mix. So we're going to go lighter red, up to the point where it is pure white in the center. Okay, that's sort of the color I want now. So again, get rid of the water. So now, slightly carefully, inside of the eyes. And then the other side. And if you think you've gone too pink, which I think I am here, you can always glaze it with normal red and then get back to the normal color. And then the buttons, tap, tap, tap. Okay. And then the edge of this claw. And then the edge of the battery. As you can see, I'm turning the miniature around to make it easier for my hands to paint downwards. Don't feel like you have to hold the miniature always the right way upside. You don't have to do that, you just have to turn it around and make it easier. And watch that I'm always touching my two hands together, so if they shake together. So you don't have two shaky arms trying to hit each other at the right second. So even now, these two fingers are holding the miniature hand. These are all little tricks that I get taught when I was little as well. So I feel like I just need a bit more red there. Almost like adding some saturation in Photoshop. There we go. Now, I'm gonna wash my nice brush carefully. Clean it, put it aside, and with the little 3-0 brush I will get some pure white and add little dots. Now the eyes, I sometimes fuck this up and then I have to do it again and again. Not too bad. And the difficult one. You guys are lucky. So yeah, if you can see it, it's starting to work. So now, depending on how you've done this, I still think the white to red ratio here is a bit too sharp for me. So I might go with something like contrast red paint or diluted down red paint and just continue painting there, just to make the transition a bit more smooth, because it's a bit too sharp for me now. But again, it depends on your taste and how exaggerated you want the glow to be. Sometimes they take over the miniature, which is something that we don't want. So yeah, it's up to you. I'll add some red like this with my tiny brush. I'm sort of happy with that. And bear in mind that this miniature is, you know, like 10% done right now. I have to add a lot of shading to the metals and stuff and just bring the whole shininess down, so the reds will pop up more later on. but still, it's a nice way to show you how I deal with this. Now, I'll show you the neon paint as well, because it's good fun to do that. Now with the neon paint, what I realized is it's quite transparent already, so you have to think about where it needs to go pure white. So the center of the lens, in this case, will be pure white. And I'm just thinking it'll glow out of there onto this metal bit here. So I'll just put a bit of white there, just to make it super shiny there, and then the rest of it will be normal. So wash the brush, get rid of that, and we're done with the white for now. So now these come like so. So I made a shoddy job of cutting into there, but I sort of just squeeze it out and get a little bit there. I hope you can see how shiny that pigment is. It's crazy. And then this white is already dry. So my wife really likes the house very hot, so it's 25 degrees inside. Everything I put on the palette just goes dry in a second. And I normally did use wet palettes, but we have a baby on the way, so space is really limited now. As you can see, I'm just painting on tiny surfaces that I can remove in an instant if needed. So that's the neon green glow in front of the minigun. So we're gonna brush it away a bit and then paint where it would shine. And I'm just gonna go over the barrel just a bit as well, because it's fun. It's what we like. It's maybe not very realistic, but I don't know, it's 40k, it can go a bit over the top. Yay! So around the lens as well. So what I'm doing is, again, just like the red, I'm doing about 10% green all around with each brush stroke. That's done. So now I switch to white. And then I'm gonna put some white in the center. Because like I said, with every glow effect, you have to go pure white in the center. That's what sells it. There we go. So that's the tutorial for glowing eyes and glowing lenses. And again, like I said, don't be afraid to try things out. If it fails, you can always paint over it and then try it again and again, because it's very thin paint where we do like 10-20% per brush stroke. And again, you can get really nice effects like these eyes, these buttons. It's, like I said, on a tabletop it doesn't matter much, but I think it just adds a little pop to the miniatures, especially in an army like Iron Warriors, where all you have is metallics, and all that's gonna show how good of a painter you are will be the warning stripes and the glow effects. So I hope you liked that small tutorial, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it will help me a lot. Thank you.